One of the neat things about the aggregation framework that's even better than what you have available using SQL with group by is that you can run a particular aggregation stage more than once. For instance, we can group more than once in the same aggregation query, what I call double grouping. Now, when would this be useful? All right, let me show you a data set that contains scores for each student in each class. So, for example, I might have student ID 1, class ID 397. He may have several entries, one for a homework, one for a quiz, and let's say that we want to figure out what's the average class grade in each class. Now to do that, first we need to average all of the students' grades within the class, and after that, we need to average those grades. So that looks like this. db.grades that aggregate, I'm going to first do a grouping where I group by class ID and student ID, and I'm going to average all those scores. So I'm going to average all those scores. And that's going to give me a bunch of documents that have the class ID and the student ID as an underscore ID and the average for those assessments. And then we're going to pipe that to the secondary grouping, which is going to use as its underscore ID for grouping purposes the underscore ID dot class ID of the previous stage. And then it's going to average those to get a final average. So let's run that and see what it looks like. So it looks like this. You can see for each of these class IDs, I've got an average. Now, what did it look like after the first stage? Let's do this. We're going to write this as a secondary file. Take this out. I'll take the second stage out. All right. Now we'll run that. So after the first stage, what I have is for each class and each student, I have an average. And then what I need to do is aggregate on the class and average those averages. And there might be a different number of assessments for each student, so I can't just take an average of everything for the class ID. I need to do two separate aggregation stages to get the answer. It's a little tricky, but it's very useful to be able to do this, as we'll see in other assignments. Now let's do a quiz. Given the following collection, and I've just created this collection with the following documents, and the following aggregation query, which has a double grouping, what values are returned? And I'll go ahead and tell you that there are two values of interest in the final result document. What values are returned? Now you can do this by reasoning your way through it, or if you really want, you can set up MongoDB and put all these documents in, and it'll just tell you the answer. But it'd be better if you could sort of reason your way through it.